Hey guys, my name's Pink Tea Rose, and I wanted to do a response video to Math Sorcerer's video entitled Stop Doubting Your Abilities. So I left a comment on that video basically stating that I'm a high school math teacher teaching AP Calculus, interested in going back to graduate school in order to obtain a graduate certificate in mathematics. My goal is to teach dual credit coursework or become an adjunct professor. So if you're unfamiliar with how the system works, basically any teacher has to have at least a master's equivalent in order to become an adjunct professor. So even though I teach courses like advanced placement calculus and advanced placement pre-calculus, I'm not allowed to teach those courses at a college level unless I have 18 graduate credit hours. I expressed some doubt in that comment about myself, that even though I am a math educator of over 10 years, I have always struggled with mathematics and with math anxiety in general. And I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to sort of normalize this idea that you have to be born a math person in order to pursue mathematics. I don't really think that that's true. So I should say I don't want to normalize that idea, that I want to normalize more this fact that you can become a math person if you're not. So what did I do and what was my background? So to start, I was born at 2.5 months premature, which if you were a premature baby, or you have a premature baby, or you know of adults who were premature babies, they probably have a similar story to mine, and that is that we were delayed in our development in some way, shape, or form. So intellectually for me, that meant that I was behind my peers. I couldn't read on grade level. I couldn't tie my shoes. I couldn't cut straight. I couldn't color within the lines. And so as a result, I was held back in kindergarten, which was a huge blow to my confidence, huge blow. And my brother and my dad are math people. And I felt from a very young age that I believed and was told in some instances by doctors and sort of formalized testing at that time in my life that I was not a math person. Spatial awareness was not great at that time, and I don't want to lie, like my spatial awareness and my math ability isn't necessarily innate. It is something that I have built upon through years and years of practice. Some people are born mathematicians, and I love that. I love that for them. I was not born a mathematician, but I became a mathematician simply because I forced myself to. So I remember in particular when I was in third grade, I was trying to learn long division. I could not solve a long division problem to save my life. And my dad was giving me example after example, and I just couldn't solve these questions. So I was crying, and my dad was about to call it a night, gave me one more example, and I finally understood it. And the feeling that I had in solving that problem was like none other. I felt so liberated. I felt so free. And I never wanted to let go of that feeling. So I sort of developed a little bit of an obsession with mathematics, which isn't healthy, but it is something that evolved into this deep passion for mathematics, and something that many students that I teach today have said that they really enjoy about me as their teacher, is that they can see that I have a true passion for what it is that I teach. So I sort of developed this very strong interest in mathematics, and I was determined to take calculus senior year in high school. At first, I was on track to do that, and then I had applied to the IB program. So I got in somehow. I don't know how, but I got in, except I failed the math portion of the entrance exam for the IB program. And so they wanted me to repeat Algebra 1, which was a no-go for me. So I went to a different high school and took geometry freshman year, got a B in the class. My first exam was a 60%. I cried my eyes out. And I ended up taking a summer Algebra 1 enrichment class because I wanted to. I wanted to get better at algebra. So that's what I did. The long and the short of it is I made it to calculus through calculus, got an A in the course, and got a 3 on the exam, which was to the shock of my math teacher because he predicted that I would get a 5. And that's when I started to realize that I had some really deep-seated anxiety with mathematics and my math education that prevented me from, sort of taking the success that I had in a classroom setting to an exam. I could learn mathematics in a vacuum, but if I had any sort of cumulative test, it was really difficult for me. And that proved to be the case when I took my teaching exam. So initially, I pursued mathematics in college, but then, as many people find out, college mathematics, I should say, is just difficult. So I ended up majoring in history, getting a bachelor's in history and a minor in mathematics and a minor in English. But that itch never really left. And so instead of going to law school like I planned as a sort of a secondary option, my professor told me, that's my cat in the background, when I visited her office, she was one of my math professors, she said, I need to learn that my grade isn't as important as the knowledge itself that is to be gained from the pursuit of something challenging. And so I took her advice very seriously, and I cried my way through a bachelor's equivalent of mathematics, which is what I needed in order to fulfill the requirements to become a math teacher. I took my math examination. I failed that 3 times. I went to therapy for math anxiety. I passed it with flying colors the 4th time. And 10 years later, I'm teaching advanced placement calculus. And last year, several of my students earned 4s and 5s on the exam, and I felt very vindicated. So I just want to end this video by saying that if you doubt yourself and your ability in mathematics, that you shouldn't. That with time, patience, and a lot of practice, anyone can become a math person. You don't have to be born a math person to be a math person. You can become a math person. So yeah, I hope this video helped you. I hope if any of my students ever see this, or if any students at all that need encouragement see this, that they know that you can do it, that you can be a math person. And just by believing in yourself and, getting help and not being afraid that, admitting that you need help with mathematics, that eventually you will find great success with it. So have a great day.